As a new year settles in, one thing we've learned this decade is that giants never slumber. Some of the biggest games of the year have come out in February, like Elden Ring and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and that continues to be the case this year. While there are interesting indie games for me to talk about today, I'm willing to concede that the AAA kitchen has brought some heat, so why not talk about both? Here's everything you need to know about the month of February. Let's start with Rift of the Necrodancer, a spin-off of Crypt that takes the monster slaying from the dungeons to a suspiciously Guitar Hero-esque music bar. It looks like a ton of fun, but of course the Rhythm Heaven-inspired minigames are what interest me the most. Another musical number is Afterlove EP, a narrative game by the late developer of Coffee Talk, finished posthumously by the rest of the development team. It's a decision-based game set in Jakarta, about a guitarist who is haunted by the death of his girlfriend, and needs to get his act together before his band's big gig in 28 days. You'll have to make pivotal decisions, as well as practice with your band in rhythm sections. I'm hoping for the best for this development team given the tragic death of the game's original creator. On the AAA side, Monster Hunter Wilds is the next big entry in the series since Rise, and a canon successor to the breakout open-world hit Monster Hunter Worlds. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a Monster Hunter fan, and I have tried, but I tend to prefer my action solo, faster, and whirling dervishier. Wailing away at the same monster for 15 minutes to a half hour just isn't really my thing. But I hope that it kicks ass for the Monster Hunter fans out there who have been waiting for the last couple of years for a new entry to sink hundreds of hours into. I don't know if there's a bigger game than that in February, but Like a Dragon's latest entry looks absolutely crazy. A pirate adventure starring Gojo Majima that mixes the classic Yakuza beat-em-up gameplay with open sea sailing and ship battles. Part of me feels like they're stretching this series far too thin, but the other part of me goes, sweet, you can play the Ocean Hunter in this one. Speaking of retro, how about the Yu-Gi-Oh! Early Days Collection? A massive anthology of card battlers, 14 of them in fact, spanning the Game Boy to the PS1, with the usual rewind and save state features that you come to expect from emulation. Tomb Raiders 4 to 6 are getting a remaster similar to the original trilogy, which includes bringing back a lot of cut content to the much beleaguered Angel of Darkness. And King of Fighters 13 Global Match brings rollback netcode to the SNK Classic. Probably should have had that to begin with, but at least owners of the original version will get a discount to upgrade, and that's still probably a better deal than paying $25 for Ninja 5-0. Yeah, it's an underrated classic from the Game Boy Advance, but what is limited run games doing here to warrant $25? It's just a ROM and an emulator. Even Nintendo priced their Game Boy Advance games at $7 on the Wii U eShop. What are we doing here? Okay, let's talk about indies before I lose my mind. Blood Typers is one of the more interesting and exciting roguelites to come out in some time, combining survival horror with typing for combat. Merely typing the words isn't an instant kill, however. There's still timing to consider and finding the right windows to make your attack. You can also play with friends to help share your limited resources. If they market this right, it could be another fun slice of co-op madness to slot in alongside Lethal Company and Content Warning. I played the demo of it months ago, and I thought the core gameplay was pretty good, but as a bona fide roguelite hater, the procedurally generated mansion maps did nothing for me. Another highly stylish game is Of the Devil, an adventure novel about a killer lawyer who investigates through gambling. Should be a quirky murder mystery suited for fans of Danganronpa, and the prologue is free to play right now. Do you like digging holes? Perhaps you'd like a game about digging a hole. Well, good, because that's literally the title of the game. You dig deeper and deeper into your own backyard, finding money and secrets to take back with you as you upgrade your equipment to allow for even deeper journeys. Don't want to dig a hole? Then keep driving. Also the name of a game this month. It's a road trip RPG about driving across the country, full of challenges, inventory management, car management, hitchhikers, and just enjoying the open road. I'm not sure if there's anything else like this game on the market, and it should find a cult audience within no time. For puzzle fans, Spirit Swap is a modern take on Tetris Attack with a lot of bop and lo-fi beats and tons of diverse characters to battle against, and possibly a romance? If you prefer point and click, Slender Threads has you trying to stop your own precog death while also stopping the deaths of others in a sleepy 2.5D town. But the mystery game I'm most looking forward to is Urban Myth Disillusion Center, which has you tracking down the source of rumors on social media, and then investigating the source and figuring out exactly what happened. The protagonist Azami has a special power to see into the past, though all she can see are ghostly fragments of what happened, while her chief has an encyclopedic knowledge of various mythological creatures and folk tales. As I said in my Next Fest video, I don't know that you as the player will be doing a lot of sleuthing yourself. It's a game that's slightly on rails, but the presentation is pretty slick, and I did enjoy the developer's previous game, which pretty much ran on the same engine. Of course, there's still lots more games, big and small, in the month of February. If you're a JRPG fan, the second chapter of Trails Through Daybreak is already on its way. And if you're an ARPG fan, then you've probably been waiting for Obsidian's Avowed for a very long time. Will it be disappointing? Probably, but it's the closest we're getting to Elder Scrolls for a long time. While waiting is about the little liminal moments in time that we should slow down to appreciate, or just cause reckless mischief. Lost Records Bloom and Rage is an attempt by the original Life is Strange team to strike lightning again, and hopefully it sells a little better than Banishers. The oddly titled Stories from Seoul, The Gun Dog is an adventure mystery novel set on a spaceship besieged with conspiracy and paranoia, with an absolutely sick PC-98 aesthetic and great character animations. And of course, the granddaddy strategy of them all, Civ 7. But that's just 1 month in a year that's going to be full of amazing games, so be sure to check back every month for more indie release videos, as well as videos about retro games and animation. Hit subscribe and the bell to make sure you're alerted to every update, or slap $1 down on my Patreon to see videos ahead of schedule. Until then, you'll find me in another castle.